that Meryl Streep is alive.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like, so
Why is that? Why is that
Bill
funny?
find out.
because
Oh,
there's
okay.
so many things like where like she if it would have gone wrong, she could have died. So
Really?
I don't know if people know this, but hippopotamuses are like one of the most deadliest animals in Africa. And so that scene where she was
And at your local
watching,
buffet. Sorry.
yes,
Let me
uh,
let me carry this hippo off of you and save you.
he's
Let me lion's mouth rip it open and save you.
yeah, yeah, he's the romance cover.
Yeah, for the
Yeah,
book. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chicago Cinephiles podcast. I am your co-host, Daniel. Join with me as always is the wonderful Stephen. How you doing, Stephen?
I'm wonderful.
And the peachy James. How you doing today?
The love's in the air with this movie, so I got my cherub duck.
The love is in the air. He's ready. Love it.
My
That's
God.
awesome. Makes me so happy. Um, all right. Well, welcome everyone. This is your first time. Welcome. If it's not, welcome back. We are the Chicago Cinephiles podcast, a podcast that dives into the previous Oscar winners and determines should it have won, yes or no. Dive a little bit deeper into the movie, go over kind of what was going on in the world that may have caused this to win, and then ultimately kind of give our opinions at the end on what we would have chosen. Did they get it right? Did they get it wrong? Etc. And then obviously pick the next movie. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. This is Out of Africa, the 1986 winner, which debuted December 18th, 1985. It stars Meryl Streep as Karen Blixen, Robert Redford as Dennis Hatton, and then Klaus Maria
Mhm.
Brando as Bror. What a name.
Gloria. Mhm.
Um, Budget of 31 million and it grossed 227 million. Crazy. 11 nominations, which is also crazy, including 7 winners, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography, Best Original Score, and Best Sound. I thought that was
That's
the same thing,
amazing.
but apparently it's not. I guess it makes sense to not, but the film is loosely based on a 1937 autobiographical book called Out of Africa by Karen Blixen, aka Isaac Dennison. It was her pseudonym name
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
women writing in the 30s wasn't a thing. No, I was playing. But that's probably why she did, honestly. But yeah, so that was really it. It's not on the list yet. The I know we're all shocked. It's not on the list for the historical context or whatever by the Senate or whatever. It's not, or the committee. It's not there yet.
This is
Um,
my shocked face.
yeah, we're all shocked, everybody.
That's
Um,
not surprise face.
all right, Stephen, give us a 2-minute summary or less without
It,
boring us like the movie. I mean, I didn't say that. Sorry.
it's a little difficult to get all this in, but we'll see what I can do. So a little bit longer than usual,
Picture
but
it.
picture it, Sicily, 1938. Young peasant girl.
We're not too
Um,
far off,
not
actually.
really, not really. She was still going for it. Um, Out of Africa is a sweeping romantic drama based on the life of Danish writer Karen Blixen. Set in colonial Kenya in the early 1900s, the film follows Karen as she moves to Africa from her homeland of Denmark after marrying her good friend Bror when her relationship with Bror's brother, try to say that 3 times fast, falls apart. Karen and Bror's marriage is one of convenience, as he is a baron with no money and she has her family's wealth to provide to the marriage. Bror chooses to grow coffee on the land they purchase in Kenya, but Bror is more concerned with going on safaris and betting other women, quite frankly, than leading to Karen running the coffee plantation on her own and their marriage slowly falling apart. In time, Karen develops a deep and passionate relationship with the free spirited big game hunter, Dennis Finch Hatton, whose love of adventure and independence challenges her outlook on life and love. As Karen struggles with financial hardship, personal loss, and the changing world around her, she also falls deeply in love with the African landscape and its people. Out of Africa is less of a conventional love story and more of a reflection on the deeper meanings of love, freedom, and life itself, as these three ideals are nothing that anyone can truly possess or control.
Wow, Steven, you made that more entertaining than the movie.
Makes me want to watch it now.
I know, but I should put a warning. Spoiler alert.
I also just want to say
Mhm.
I respect Roger Ebert, but if you read his review, you would think this is the greatest movie under the sun.
Oh, I haven't read that
I
really.
was like, bro, what are you smoking? Like he lost a lot of
Wow.
credentials to me with this movie. Anyway, we'll get to that later. But if you get a chance, go look up his because he has a very long review about this movie. And I
Um,
was just like, because I was trying to understand. Anyway, we'll get into it. All right. So now we're gonna dive into what was going on in the year 1985. Steven, what were
Oh
you doing in
boy.
85?
I was wanting
Like
to
a
get my driver's
like a
license.
sophomore in high school, freshman?
I would no, 85. I was a sophomore to junior. Yeah. Oh my lord! And I had the whole what is it called that
Yeah,
when it's a professional in front, party in back.
A
What's that
mullet?
called? A mullet.
call it.
Yeah, I was
And
mulleting over it.
now, is
Yeah,
this when you had your blue jean shorts that you showed me that picture of on the
I'm
bus or
pretty sure
whatever?
that's about that time. Yes, it sure is.
And
Oh yeah.
yes, James, it's worth the price of admission. See
That's when
that?
my father and I traveled to Orlando or to Daytona together, and we both had shorts. It started about here, and then the length of short was around our butt crack. I'm
There
pretty
wasn't
sure.
much of there wasn't much of imagination.
And we were styling and profiling. Let me tell you, styling. I think
Um,
the next year we were going to Epcot, so we were so hot. We were in the
that's
end. Let
cool.
me tell you, and that was last time that was happening for me.
Well, in 1985, let's go ahead and besides Steven being the most popular kid in high school, let's go over let's go behind the high school, not in the high school. Sorry. Uh, in January, "We Are the World" was recorded. If I get copyrighted, I'm sorry because I know I sound just
We
like them.
are the rich. We are the famous. Is that what Bette Midler says?
In March, the first "Adopt a Highway" sign goes up,
Oh,
which I thought was pretty
cool.
cool. In March, Mikhail Gorbachev was picked to succeed Cherenko, I think is his name. Obviously,
Check
you know,
angle.
he
Check
played a big
angle.
part in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
In April, new Coke debuts, one of the biggest product flops in
Uh,
history. I wish like someone would make it so I could try it. Because like by now, obviously it's flat if you get it. I just would love I would love to try it
Yeah.
and just see the difference of it. I'm sure you could. I'm sure someone probably has it somewhere made.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in May, we discovered the ozone hole announced over South Pole, probably from the Diet Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in July, the Live Aid concert raises more than 100 million for the famine
Wow.
relief in Africa. Also age related in July, Rock Hudson announced he has AIDS. In August, Michael Jackson takes control of the Beatles' publishing rights. In September, the wreckage of the Titanic was found, which is
Mm.
that just blows my mind. In October, Rock Hudson died of AIDS, becoming one of the first major celebrities to die from complications with AIDS.
Wow.
And then in October, the first Blockbuster store opens.
Yep.
There's some fun facts for you there.
You ever watched
Buster didn't
the We
last
Are
that
the
long.
World documentary?
It
Have you
didn't, I
watched that?
know. Say it again.
Have you watched the We Are the World documentary that came out about a year or
Oh,
so ago?
absolutely, yeah.
I love that. What's her? Cindy Lauper's like, it sounds like a Pepsi commercial.
I mean, I just love the fact they were all able to like that they just basically after the show they all just showed up and did it, and it's like
Yeah.
because the funny part is like the guy who sings like "Daylight Come in, I want to go," like they were singing that to him because the sun was rising at like 5 a.m. because they were still recording, and they're all like, and he's like like. But anyway,
I the Live Aid thing. I may have a feeling this is probably why this movie was.
yeah, it's a
Oh,
good
That is
point.
my speculation.
That's a good point. I didn't think about I think about that. It's a very good
Yeah,
point actually.
this is like I can see like correlation like that so much on this movie.
It's a good
wow.
point. Yeah, never. Yeah, I like that. All right, y'all. Give me some fun facts.
Hit it. What do you have,
Uh,
James? Hit. I'll let you go first.
that Meryl Streep is alive.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Like, so
Why is that? Why is that
Go
funny?
find out.
because
Oh,
there's
okay.
so many things like where like she if it would have gone wrong, she could have died. So
Really?
um, let's see here. Okay, so you know the lions, they controlled them with uh powerful fire extinguishers, industrial strength fire extinguishers to keep lions at bay. That's what they used, right?
Mm.
And that scene where spoilers, where Meryl Streep encounters the lion, she thought the lion was going to be like back leg would be chained up and she would like it wouldn't get
Oh,
that close
wow.
to her. Apparently it wasn't. So the lion went a lot closer to her,
Mm.
and that look on her face is legitimate because she was afraid because she was like, "Uh-oh, something would happen with the lion because it's not
Oh, wow.
tethered." But don't worry, they had the fire extinguishers to keep him at bay, so it was fine, I
Oh
guess.
yeah, so you
Like,
just. Oh, they hate that. Foam, horrible to lions.
yeah, but apparently, yeah. So yeah,
Wow.
the lion was like, it's fine. We don't need to put like a chain on it when it's coming at her. It's fine. We have a fire extinguisher. It's fine. And then there was the apparently, I don't know if people know this, but hippopotamuses are like one of the most deadliest animals in Africa. And so that scene where she was
And at your local
washing,
buffet. Sorry.
yes, she was watching, that washing her hair scene. Apparently, she was very nervous because there were very territorial hippos. That was not green screen, my
Really?
friend.
Mhm.
Those were live hippos,
Wow.
live hippos, and they were very territorial. So they had to
And I
keep
assume they
her out
weren't
of
like zoo hippos. They were like wild hippo. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it's raised in captivity hippos.
Mhm.
I will give this movie credit. 70% of this movie was shot on location.
Oh,
Wow.
amazing.
So yeah, Steven, why don't you go in before we talk about
You're
how
a big.
Meryl Streep
I mean, I
barely lit?
think Daniel's a big fan of Audrey Hepburn, right? You're a big
Yeah.
fan. Audrey Hepburn was Pollock's first choice for this movie to play Karen Blix,
Mm.
but Meryl landed the role because she walked into her meeting with Sidney Pollock wearing a low cut blouse and a push up bra because Pollock had said that he didn't think she had any sex appeal, and that's how she landed the role.
I mean,
I mean, I think she does have sex appeal.
I don't
I think
think he's
she's
too far off there. I think she's a pretty woman, but I don't think she's like, I don't look at her and be like, sex goddess.
well, well, you've heard the story about her auditioning for King Kong. The remake of King Kong when they brought her in, and the Italian
Like the
producer said,
2000s one?
"Why
Like
do you bring this ugly thing to me?" In
the Peter
Italian,
Jackson version or what?
no, the one from the '80s, that Jessica
Oh.
Lange finally played it. And the producer said, "Why do you bring this ugly thing to me in Italian?" Not knowing that she spoke
Oh,
Italian.
that's yeah. I mean, she's not ugly, I don't think, but I don't think
Yeah.
she's a
Mm-hmm.
goddess. I got one for you. Apparently, there is if you guys look up, Dennis is he has a grave marker still, and
Mm-hmm.
it's actually on Google. Like it's got its own ping on Google, so people
Oh
actually go to it and
wow!
see it. Yeah, I looked up the photos of it. It's really cool to see. Like it's still standing.
Yeah, and the compass that Dennis gives to Karen Blixen was Finch Hatton's actual compass.
Wow.
It was unfortunately it was stolen after the scene was shot and never recovered.
Of course.
Some
Yeah.
schmuck online, whatever.
I gotta
But
say, like, I'm gonna make this joke because I got dad jokes. What happened? Like, her last name threw me off for so long because I'm thinking, did Vixen and Blitzen have a baby? Like, like from the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, it's like Dasher and Dancer and Blixen, like,
Porridge and Hatton and Blixen and
yeah. See, it's like, wait, what did
these are
Blitzen
all
and
all the people in this book are named after. It's really true. These are all the
But awesome. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for the fun facts.
they
That
all
might
get
have been
syphilis and don't die of it. Here we go.
that might have been difficult because it's yeah. But all right, what was our initial thoughts going into the movie?
Nothing. I had no idea.
I was a little
Never
bit.
saw this movie.
I was not looking forward to it because I just heard some bad things about it.
You had really,
But I also heard bad things about Green Book, and I was pleasantly surprised.
yeah.
So I'm just
I
kind of
had
like starting to take stuff with a
hope.
grain of salt.
I had hope because when I found out who was in it, I was like, okay, how bad
Same.
could this be with these actors? Like, how can like it be that bad? And then
And then
uh,
I thought it was gonna be in the same like realm as like Gandhi, where it's like didn't hate it, but it wasn't like it wasn't just dragging like the English Patient. Um, all right, y'all ready to dive into the actual rest of the
All
movie
right,
then?
hit it, baby, hit it, baby.
What was y'all's initial thought? Oh, that's the wrong one. Oops, sorry, my bad. I forgot to delete that. I was about to say, wait a minute, who the heck is Dr. Shirley?
Dr. Shirley showed
So
up in Africa.
Karen Blixen is a pretty unique character, especially for that time period. You know, choosing to kind of be involved in everything. Like, I kind of just want to give her credit, like, give her flowers. Like, sure, she may not be perfect because I guess nowadays people will say she's trying to whitewash dude, but like in her opinion though, she's just trying to do what she thought was right, like trying to get the kids to go to school, trying to give them medicine. Like I don't think she was doing it to be a white savior complex, which probably people are going to argue nowadays. Like, but for her to just be wanting to be involved in everything, and then spoiler at the end, like for her to like after she sold the farm, she made sure that everyone had jobs or land. Like 1930s, that's a big deal. Like like as boring as this movie may have been, I
Absolutely.
want to give her some credit. Like she was ahead of her time and I didn't know
Ab-
anything about her, and like I just want to give her that credit to our viewers or whatever because I think she's a fascinating woman. What did y'all take away from Karen or just kind of the similar ilk?
I would
I
totally
mean,
agree with you. Yeah,
she
go
was
ahead,
a
James.
she was a great character. Like I feel like she had to like rise to that occasion because her husband was just squandering everything and running it into the ground. Like
And you'd
her
think with
new
her having money,
cattle.
being rich, she'd be like a little brat, but she wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, like, come on, like you grow cattle and then you part off part of the land for coffee. Like you don't do it all at once. Like, I don't know. I feel like she had to like do it to one, save her family for try to save her family fortune, and two, that you know, her husband was no hope whatsoever. And if anything, a hindrance, a horrible hindrance.
Well,
Like,
hello.
And
That's
the
what
fact that she
happens when
got
you
like
choose a
syphilis.
non-Eon Bond villain as your husband. I mean, he's the villain and Never Say Never Again, and he's really good as the villain. And they play a video game that's deadly in that movie. That's how 80s it is, you know.
The the reason why the movie is called this is because when she left, she never came back.
Oh
So
my
like
god.
she never, whenever she flew and sold her stuff and flew, she never came back because she never visited his the grave or nothing ever again. That's kind of sad, I feel
Mm.
like. But anyway, um, all right. So the obviously, like I'm not a big romance person. Like I don't really care what kind of stuff typically, and it's like you see it a mile away. Like oh, the dashing rebel is gonna get the bored dame or whatever, and but I felt like their relationship was a little bit more compelling than I initially thought. Like why do you guys agree with me? One and two, like why do you guys think that their relationship was so compelling?
I
If you
mean,
have an opinion on that.
Hmm.
it's kind of like the relationship is it's kind of on each other's terms. Like they eventually like on their each of their own terms, and then eventually they're like, we should probably do more. And they're like, no, we're gonna shut that down. Um, but like he would come in, he would do his thing, she would leave, she would do her thing, like just like, oh, you're in town, let's get together and have some fun. Like, and then it got more serious, but yeah, I don't know. I just think it was a lot more interesting than I thought. Um, but yeah, I think it was just a convenience relationship, and it's kind of refreshing to see it in that time frame, the 19 because that
Hmm.
wasn't really talked about.
I think it's interesting that this movie, along with a movie I'm sure you guys have never seen, The Women, which is about
You are correct.
an upper crust woman, based on a play by Claire Booth Luce, that this upper class woman, her husband is cheating on her with this shop girl, and all the ramifications to find out about it. But her mother says, you know, keep still, don't do a thing. Don't talk to your girlfriends about it. Don't leave him. Don't talk to him about it. Just ride it out. He doesn't love her. If you loved her, you'd feel it. This is not. This is the only thing you have to. The only sacrifice you have to make. He loves you. He's trying. He's going through a midlife crisis, and it's funny to me that this relationship is trying to say What will a piece of paper change in this? So many people in I've said this again and again in this podcast. We all think we're the inventors of something. Every generation
Hmm.
thinks they're inventing something new, a new kind of relationship, a new kind of. No, I mean this is the early 1900s, and they're discussing about she wants to get married because she wants to have that sort of like base, but he sort of teaches her that you can't really own anything, you can't really have love,
Hmm.
you can't really break it down and hold on to it. And it's just so funny to me that we all think we've invented a new system. No, it's been going on for a long time. Human
Hmm.
beings have been trying to figure this out for a long time. We haven't figured it out yet. I don't think we'll ever figure it out.
Hmm.
But we're trying to, find what I think it always comes down to. A relationship is supposed to work for the two people or three people or four people, whoever is in it. And everybody else can shut their mouths and not give their opinions about it. If it works for you and the relationship you're in, that's enough. Period. End of story. If it makes you happy and it doesn't hurt anybody else, and that's it's. I found that the end of this movie was much more interesting to me than the beginning and the middle, because I was like, oh, they're trying to figure this out. They're trying to figure out what kind of relationship they have here.
Hmm.
He's not, and then the minute she sort of pushes, he's gone. You don't know what that kind of language does to me, he says. You know,
Do you guys like Robert Redford's character?
I mean, Robert Redford, could, hold up a KKK sign. I'd be like, it's Robert Redford, though. He's so pretty. I mean, he just, and there's
His
something,
character, not how pretty he is.
but he's also a great actor.
Hmm.
He really is a great, like I've said, he walks out of bed and just starts filming, and you're like, wow, he just has something in him that just can land this stuff. His character, if I was in a relationship with him, I don't think I would be, I would like him very much. Think about that. But what about you all? Did you like his character? Did you like what he was standing for?
James, you
I
want to go
mean,
ahead?
I think without that character at all, this movie would be incredibly even more boring.
Oh
Like
yeah, it wouldn't be
he
a movie.
like without it, like that character is so needed in this movie because it does do that strife, and that is the other than like the cinematography, that's the only interesting thing in this movie. Like that's basically what it is. But I don't know. I would not want to date him, like Steven said.
Yeah,
But
But
yeah, I
she's in this
agree.
sort of relationship, don't you think? She was in this relationship with Boris' brother. He cheats on her. She decides to be with Bror. She kind of falls in love with him, but she's not really in love with him. But he's still straying around, and so does Dennis. And it's like, is this what's happening with all relationships with women at this time? Or are they just accepting
Now, well,
it? Or
I think Dennis is in love. I think Dennis is. I think she's the mistress. I think that Dennis is married to Freedom. I think that's his, and I think that's
absolutely.
why. I think that's why they never can. He could never sign the paper, so to speak, because he never puts. I agree with you guys. I would never want to date him, but I think I envy him because he's free and able to, like,
Mhm.
because a lot of people are in bad relationships because they have a piece of paper. It says they got to be there, and he's just
Mhm.
like, no, I don't want, like, why does a piece of paper matter? And I don't know, like, obviously someone who wants to get married at some point, I would like to have a piece of paper that says that, but I appreciate his free spirit, and I think it just fits his personality. Obviously, him being a big game hunter, like, I mean,
Mhm.
even his first interaction, him throwing a giant tusk of ivory on the stopping a train, like, like he's got that much power. It's like, okay, who are you?
I love it.
when
Um,
he threw those tusks on that thing, I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of those movie like what a man, like that stereotype thing,
yeah, it's
like
only a
here, let me
flesh
put these
wound.
giant tusks. Yeah, yeah.
Let me
Uh,
let me carry this hippo off of you and save you.
he's
Let me lion's mouth rip it open and save you.
yeah, yeah. He's the romance cover.
Yeah, for the
He kind of
book,
he kind of bends a little. His with these very hard tusks that curve a
right?
little bit for your pleasure.
Um, so what do you guys think? I guess we'll go going with the curve for pleasure. Uh, how do you guys think that Karen contracting syphilis like affected her relationship with Bror? Like, I know it's probably an obvious question, but like, I guess in my opinion, I think this gave her the permission, maybe even like socially, to like disown him. because you can't really hide syphilis. I mean, like obviously she's not like walking around parading it, but I think like if she had like Stephen, like you mentioned that woman saying like it'll pass, she's not in love with him. Like I think this is a good example where like she had every right to be like, this is proof he's running around on me. Like I'm gonna leave him. Like I think it gave her the courage to kind of get well and then be like, all right, I'm done with you. That's just my thoughts. What did you guys think?
I think she knew the whole time that he was running around on her.
I mean,
But
yeah,
I think
yeah,
she was also saying, "Well, I'm his friend, and I found this sort of comfortableness, and we're married, and I at least I have somebody that's to for all intents and purposes, and for what the people
grow
around
old.
us think is my husband, and what have you." But I think with that, especially the time before antibiotics, this could have killed her. Could have
Yeah.
wiped her mind. She you know, could have truly just killed her, and
Yeah, she's
she's
lucky
lucky
they
to
found
not
they got it.
I mean,
truly.
I I think it shows, like, to your point, Daniel, like it shows that how little he cares for her. That's basically what that comes down
Yeah.
to.
But he didn't get it, so he didn't know he got it. But he doesn't care as
He,
far as he's going to sleep around on. Is what you're saying? Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah, but he didn't show signs or whatever.
But I think what James is saying is that he's showing that he's not using protection clearly. So like he's putting her life in danger,
Hmm.
even before AIDS was a thing, obviously. Like there's still other sexually transmitted diseases, obviously. Um,
Believes that wearing a rubber other than for not getting pregnant would be a big thing at this point. And
yeah,
time,
I don't think it was either,
you
but
know,
you would just think like if you only assume he's probably messing around with like prostitutes and stuff. I don't know who he's on. I don't think they really talk about the movie who he was having an affair with, did he?
not really.
I didn't think so. I
No,
was like, did I fall asleep during that part? 'Cause I don't remember that part.
But also, she agreed to this marriage with her
I
friend.
know. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's I'm not saying she deserves to be cheated upon, but this is kind of what she was.
It's
This
almost
is
like an arranged marriage. It is an arranged marriage, but like a
it is
different,
arranged
not
marriage.
like, but it's not like in the traditional sense we think of like, oh, my mom promised, so me to so and so type
Well,
deal.
that type of marriage was in vogue. So, like, the rich merchant who's trying to get nobility title marries a
Hmm.
poor noble. Like, that was a very common thing. Like, how many
in the
Fair.
Gilded
Vanderbilts did
Age.
that? Like,
Oh yeah, exactly, exactly.
I mean, look at it's going on now. Even look at Prince Harry and Kate, or not
Mhm.
Harry.
Meghan
What's
Merkel.
the other one's name? What's the other son? Michael or Stephen? What's the other son's name? Harry and
Oh, God.
Princess
William,
Diana's sons.
William.
William, yeah, like William married Kate, who was not and even Princess Diana wasn't one,
Well, she
wasn't a royal.
had some
She had
Well,
royalty.
some, but
that's
she wasn't.
that was controversial.
Yeah, well, but so was this one. I'm saying with Prince William, like I think Kate wasn't was nowhere like was not basically nothing. I mean, she was obviously more than nothing, but in the terms of like, yeah, so you're right, it's still happening this day. I do want to read a quote from the movie because I think this is kind of sums up Dennis's um
Hmm.
feelings and a lot of the strife in the situation. So it's between him and Karen. And I apologize because I'm not familiar, like my African is not that best or whatever language we're speaking. But she says, I want my Kikuyu to learn to read. He says, my Kikuyu, my Limouges, my farm, it's an awful lot to own, isn't it? And Karen says, I have paid a price for everything I own. And then Karen says, and what is it exactly that's yours? We're not owners here. Or no. And then he says, and what is it exactly that's yours? We're not owners here, Karen. We're just passing through.
Hmm.
Is life really so dang simple for you, Finch Hatton? And then it says, perhaps I ask a lot of it than you do. Or sorry, perhaps I ask less of it than you do. I think that sums up his why he doesn't want to get married because we don't like you said, Steve, at the very beginning about Sinatra. We don't own these things.
Hmm.
We're just vessels. We're just here for hopefully 80, 90 years, and then someone else takes our place.
And
Um,
I agree. I'm someone who, I mean, I don't think my relationship history should be the proof of this, but I truly am someone who believes that if you go into a relationship with someone, it, that monogamy is something you give to someone. It's not something you can ask or demand or take. It is something you give, and you have to give it freely. and let it go. You know what I mean? You know, I always tell the story. But when my father was dating three different women at the same time after my parents divorced, and I had to act like an idiot when I answered the phone because if any woman I couldn't go, "Hi, Sally," because it'd be the wrong girl, and I'd be signed out. So I had to be the idiot. I was the kid with Down syndrome on the phone all the time. So my father decided to tell all three of them on the same day. We called it, Black Tuesday. And one screamed and yelled at him and called him a son of a, whatever. The other one cried and cried and cried. And the third said, as long as I'm in there somewhere. And 2 weeks later, the third one is the one he married. He asked to marry her 2 weeks later because she wasn't pulling on him, pushing on him, demanding anything from him. She was just happy to be with him. That was the right answer for my father.
Mm.
And I think for a lot of people, not men or women, people, just not being feel like you're asking something, you're demanding something, or you're trying to tie this down. It's not about the paper. It's about you. I want to be with you. It's a very different way of looking at it because you can have everything that looks great on paper or Instagram, and it's not really the truth.
I like that. So, what do you guys think the film is trying to say, based on that quote? What do you guys think the film is trying to say about love versus freedom? I know that's a tough question, but I just want to see what y'all's, because there's definitely more to this movie than it just being, I'm trying to see the goodness, and I really do try to see the good in every movie, and it won for a reason. So, like, what do you guys think that like the movie is trying to say to us about love versus freedom? Or is it similar to what Steven said? You love someone, you give them that freedom, and you just trust them. It's like Steven always gives the analogy about his dad would say, "If you gotta tie your dog up, it ain't your dog."
It ain't your dog.
I mean, so like, okay, this is how I think of it. What from the outside perspective, him and her and the Baron or whatever, that is love on paper or whatever, and it doesn't really mean anything. But to be free is to love who you want, not necessarily because it's paper, to go out and do what you want to do in your life and how to handle the situation. Like, I think that's what the freedom part is versus the love part. Because love, they had that piece of paper that society and that thing is they should be in love or whatever, marriage of convenience or whatever. But in all intents and purposes, they're in love. And you can see that in the movie. They're like, oh, I guess I like you. Like, I've grown accustomed to you. And then he goes and gives her syphilis. Like, the freedom
I mean,
is,
it is a gift keeps on giving, so
yeah, yeah. So the
what a
freedom
thoughtful guy.
of just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go out and do my own thing and just live my best life. Like, that's what I think
I
that
think it's a
is.
great way of putting it. I think
Yeah, I agree.
it's a great example of here's the love on paper versus the love that isn't. We haven't even defined what this love
And
is.
which is the true love? It's definitely
Passionate.
Dennis. It's Dennis, and then we love it. And
Oh,
honestly, I think the fact that I think Dennis loves Africa more than all of them. And I agree. So that's a good point. I like that. It's interesting.
and Dennis is someone who gives away things. I mean, he gives away his compass right away. Here, take this, and doesn't think about it. If you've met people like that, there was a guy who ran Ronnie McIntyre Fender, who ran the Oak Ridge Playhouse when I was in college. And first time I met him, I went to his house. People said, "Don't say you like anything in his house." Why? I said, "Because he'll give it to you." I went, "What is that?" Sure enough, like if you said, "Oh, I love that painting. Here, it's yours. Take it off the wall. Here, take it.
wow.
You'll love it. It's yours." And when you met him, you went, "Something's different about this person."
Mm,
Like he was someone who, whenever he died, and he died a while back, he was going to something better than all of us
mm.
are going to know for a while because he understood what life is about. You don't own anything. Here, you like it, take it. It'll make me
Steven,
happy.
can I have your Follies poster?
I'm not him. Okay, I got a
I
lot to
just,
learn,
hey,
and
I
you're talking
thought
Sondheim. Okay,
that needs to be in your will, right? Because I would take care of it more than your brother.
my brother would be like, "Follies, what the hell is it?" Throw it away.
Sell it.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
I,
Like not
I
having
would love it
ownership.
and hang it right behind. It'd be front and center.
And you go, "Oh, you like Follies? What?" I have no idea.
Yeah, some girl come over here like, "What is it? They think I'm
Is that a
gay?" Like
musical?
fuck.
I don't know. No, it's not. Sometime.
Um, all right. Does the ending feel satisfying or heartbreaking or a little bit of both?
An ending. Um,
I feel like her reaction was very like heartbreaking. Like when she found out that really, because for whatever reason, off-screen deaths always hit me more
Oh yeah.
than on-screen.
because
Because
you're
you're like,
imagining
again,
it.
exactly. But you also like it kind of like diminishes the character because you're like, oh, he's not worthy of an on-screen death. Like what? He's the love of her life. This most important part, like I don't know. I just think it, but yeah, I thought that was so. I guess yeah. Did you guys think the ending was satisfying and or heartbreaking? A little bit of both. Like, what was y'all's take on it?
So I don't know. So like with you saying like he wasn't worthy of being death on screen, like this was her account of the story, so she wasn't there. So
Fair.
like I understand why that's not in there, but personally, I think it would have made the movie a lot more interesting. But they were
Mhm.
going for that.
They
But
succeeded.
just the ending was like I thought kind of a cop out. Like, okay, he dies, they have a funeral, he goes back. Like nothing
Mhm.
had really changed other than like I guess her legacy of securing the tribal rights for the
Mhm.
people. But other than that, like what really happened?
My favorite moment at the end after she speaks at his funeral is her taking the dirt, but not throwing it on his coffin, holding on
Mm.
to it, and then taking her head off and walking away. I thought that's a great symbol of what this movie's about is holding on to this earth and her loving the land, her finding the love, his love of Africa, really, which she was already falling in love with. But she truly fell in love with the land and the people and knew that, they weren't hers. They just lived on that land. You know what I mean? I thought that was a wonderful
Yeah.
symbol. But you're right. It didn't make me angry. It didn't make me sad. It didn't make me, oh no. It was
Yeah.
like,
The indifferent is that's the worst part.
yeah, it was very, like you watch the end of The Way We Were with Redford and her, he's walking away from Barbara Streisand. Your girl's lovely, Hubble. And you're like, what? They're not going to end up together. What are you crazy? You're just like, why are you, ma'am, on
Memories.
the corner of my
Quite
mom,
so more.
Misty Water.
Um. So I don't know. I'm hoping I'm probably gonna steal James's Duck Award, but I'm hoping not. I do want to address. We gotta let's just call it like the cinematography. The scenes were beautiful. Like James mentioned
Oh
earlier
yeah.
about 70%. What'd you say?
I agree.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Keep going.
What you said about like this. If you want to go ahead and hear, wait, we can skip to it. Like
No, no, no.
I,
Go
I
ahead.
don't want to stop. I want to like because I mean I want to address it. Like I was telling Steven this, James, but like me and you, we grew up kind of having that. I don't know if you remember that like Planet Earth documentary series that came out like in the early
Oh, that was
2000s.
so
Yeah,
good when I was a kid. I
right. And we
love that.
loved that. So I can't imagine like there was that many, that crazy good of documentaries, obviously in the 80s. So for the fact that like a movie is showing like real Africa, real lions, like plane rides, like it had to be breathtaking in the theaters, just being like, this is a whole world I've never seen before for most people. Because I don't think like, I mean, I know there was like, I'm sure I know National Geographic was around, but like, you know what I mean? Like, we've kind of been spoiled that we can just Google or YouTube, a Safari 24/7 camera and there's one somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, I think I just want to take a moment to appreciate. I don't think the movie was great, but I think the greatest thing about the movie was the cinematography and the like, just the scenes.
Hmm.
I the redeeming thing about this movie is the cinematography because like they used real lines to melt Meryl Streep's like whatever uh who was protecting her, good job, but like um the hippos, like beautiful scene, like when they're doing that plane ride. I guess
Mhm.
I guess the English Patient also had that plane ride over Africa.
Yeah.
So I
Which that was,
guess
yeah.
the Academy Awards. You want to win one, you need to do a biplane.
Yeah,
But like biplane,
absolutely.
but the scenery was gorgeous, like how the line was interacting, like the
Yeah.
line shooting up over the brush, like it was just beautiful. That's why I try to do justice with this background.
No, you did a good job. The only thing that I didn't like was the opening scene where they try to make her old when she got all like the white makeup on and it's clearly like a green screen or something. Like it looks so bad. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, please tell me this whole movie's not like this.
I didn't
Works for
like
And
it when they did
Amadeus.
the biplane and they did
it
try to
felt
do
like Amadeus exactly. It's exactly what you say, Steven?
the biplane close-ups when they're. It was like I almost was like, is that a screen behind them
Yeah,
with
it
the
kind
biplane?
of took away. Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
whoa, okay, you know.
Yeah, it was like there were certain moments, but for the most part, I was yeah. All
See,
right, y'all.
I was the
Oh,
same. I
sorry.
was like, when they would do the big sweeping, here we're going to look at Africa, and now we're going to fly over Africa, and now we're going to walk over Africa. I was like, get over it. It's pretty. Move on.
Oh,
We got
see, that's what I
three and
liked. I
a
was like,
half
oh, I get to
hours.
see pretty things.
I
At
enjoy
least
it
that's
too. Yeah.
redeemable.
Oh,
I
look
was like,
the zebras. Look or whatever. It's like
you know, I'm like Louis Anderson used to go. He was so heavy. He would say, I would go to a zoo and go, "What's up that hill? A zebra? I've seen that. I'm not doing that." You know, it's the same with this. I was like, "Oh, it's a zebra," and let's
Clearly,
go. You know,
clearly,
I
clearly,
was
Planet
okay.
Earth did not have an effect on you.
Yeah,
no,
I
he
was
was like in
watching
his
that with
40s when it came out, so he didn't watch it.
1840s. Yes, I was.
No, dude, I remember that coming out and like losing my mind. I got it on Blu-ray for Christmas and everything. Like, it was I mean, because like they would literally sit for like 9 hours a day in this bush waiting for this bird to come by and do a mating dance.
Yeah.
And it's like they sat there for like 6 weeks, and it's like, what? This is crazy.
But the
Or
Disney
that
nature
jumping
people
shark out
too.
of the water. Where they got the
Yes,
shark jumping out of the like great white. I'm like,
dude.
oh, that
Like,
was so good.
and
I
then
was
they
big.
had like, and then the David Attenborough one they did a few years later was just as good. If you guys ever want to watch another good one, and the one that Oprah actually voiced is pretty
Narrated.
solid too. I can't remember what I think it's
Mhm.
called, like Our Planet or Blue Planet. It's really good too.
Mhm.
All right, time to get to the controversial stuff. Did it deserve to win? For
Not
reference, the movies that
Mhm.
quiet there. For reference, the movies that were nominated were Out of Africa, which got a 7.2. The Color Purple got a 7.7. Kiss of the Spider-Man got a 7.3.
Spider Woman. Spider Woman.
Oh, I say Spider-Man. I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you. Kiss of Spider-Woman. Sorry. It's like, what's that like? Where you just
Toby
halfway don't
Maguire. That's a Toby Maguire. There we
thank
go.
you. Sorry. Yeah. Prizzy's Honor 6.7 and then Witness a 7.3. So there's other movies that were good that we'll probably have a conversation on, but those were the ones that were nominated. So, James, since you had an outcry, I'll let you speak first. Should this have won? If not, what should have won?
oh, no, not have won. I have only seen like this. No, I literally think now that you brought up the 19 what happened, Live Aid happened. I legitimately think this is why this movie won.
No, I agree
Uh,
completely now. After you said that, I
I
see
wish you
it.
had an
like
opinion about this, James. I really wish you were more, passionate about this opinion.
I'll try to dial it up a little, but like um Kiss of a Spider Woman I saw, and I thought that movie was way more interesting than this. Like way better. Uh The Color Purple. Like not everyone's cup of
It's a
tea,
fine movie.
but
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant
like it's
movie.
a great movie. Like that should have won. Out of the ones that were nominated. Now,
Mhm.
the ones that weren't nominated, which I'm just gonna
Or a
say,
lot.
Breakfast Club, Back to the Future. That would be my pick because that's such a great movie. And also The Goonies. Like, oh, such great movies. Also,
And
if you want
I'll,
a wacky
It's a
I'll
one.
good
also
list of movies.
Brazil was released in '85. Cocoon, Agnes of God, Mask. I mean, and the one that I think should have been nominated and should have won it, the Trip to Bountiful, which I
Mm.
know that what is her Geraldine Page won for best lead actress in a role and should have, but wow, there were some really heavy contenders for best picture.
I
And,
feel like this is a good year. There's a lot of like cult classics or like cult like culturally famous ones that maybe the
mhm.
Academy doesn't like. It's like how it always is, where it's like, oh, we all love the Marvel movies, but they never get recommended. You know that type of thing. So, James, what's your answer? Sorry if you said I didn't hear you.
I would say the ones that are nominated, Color Purple, my personal pick, To the Future.
Mhm.
Steven, what about you?
I love me some Color Purple. I really do. Every time it looks like it's going to storm, I do that little boy in Color Purple after Harpo's roof is caved in. It's gonna rain on your head. I mean, every single time.
Were you saying that now because it's raining?
but to me, a trip to Bountiful or Color Purple, I would give it to. To me, I thought Color Purple was just an achievement in time, and especially for Whoopi Goldberg. I mean,
Mm.
wow, what an achievement!
Do
So
we
I
do
still watch that movie and sob. Just
do we
love.
think this could this be, and Stephen, this is more of your question because you know the history a lot better than I do, but could this be an issue? Could this be a situation where they wanted to give Robert Redford and Meryl Streep maybe an award? Have they not had enough, like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I assume they have won some kind of Academy Awards, but could this be a situation where they were just trying to do their diligence and give them an award, maybe?
Well, maybe, but neither of Redford wasn't even nominated.
Yeah, but I'm saying like at least he got Best Picture, so like you can say like, yeah, it wasn't you, but you
And
can say
it
you were
may
part
be,
of it.
I mean, Sidney Pollack's film before this that he directed was Tootsie, which he did not win for.
Yeah.
And it was up for Best Direction as well. So, I mean, I believe he was anyway. So, there's a lot that could be to that, but I think this was one of those sweeping, romantic,
Yeah.
pictures at the time, and that's why it made it.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think it because like the fact that it has 11 nominations is crazy. Like we're
Mm-hmm.
talking like Lord of the Rings, Titanic, that level of like that just blows my mind. For
Live Aid.
me, huh?
It's Live Aid. You cannot convince me otherwise
Yeah,
now.
I'm trying to yeah. So this movie was very boring, I'll admit it. And so I actually like wanted to rewatch some of the other movies. And so I rewatched Witness, hoping I could give it to it. I can't because Witness it's good, but some of the acting's pretty bad in it. However, there's a very young Viggo Mortensen in there. That I never picked up on the first time. So shout out to him, the guy from Green Book. Um,
Mm.
but I'm gonna say all right, my heart says Back to the Future because I think it's culturally, I agree because it's the first one. I'm gonna agree with you, James. Just to give it a little bit of a difference, I'm gonna give Rocky 4 some love. One of the best
Okay.
Oh
soundtracks
yeah,
of all
buddy.
time. And some
Mm-hmm.
of the
Oh
best
yeah.
montage scenes. Like and like obviously the whole like, USA versus Russia. Like I just love that whole that's one of my favorite like soundtracks of all time. Like it's just yeah, especially when Adrian shows up to with him being out in Russia and after they fall and like it triggers that hearts on fire and then it's him doing all these crazy, such a good scene. But yeah, like it's not gonna win anything obviously. But I am kind of surprised that and maybe we weren't because I guess sci-fi doesn't really win a lot. I am really surprised though that it didn't get nominated to Back to the Future, but maybe it was just one of those things where those kind of movies just weren't people weren't ready to admit they were true like movies and not just like oh kid movies because it's a sci-fi movie,
That's true. That's
you
true.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Because
right. I mean,
like
so
what's
much.
what's the Stanley Kubrick movie? The year three that was it called? The
2001.
Space Hunt.
like
Yeah,
that
Space
never
Hunt.
won anything, did it? And it's like that's what most people argue that's one of the best movies of all time too, and that's like a sci-fi space movie. That's
Sometimes
why
we're
I'm
just
hoping
not
Project Hail
ready.
Mary gets it this year, but we'll see.
Sometimes we're just not ready for
Yeah.
something. We're
Or is it going to
just
be Odyssey? I don't know. No, I think Hail Mary has a good chance to win so far. Do you,
I
James?
I I haven't seen Odyssey yet because it's really hard to get IMAX tickets. But I Project Hail Mary I think has a really good chance. That was
I
the
think
first
enough
movie I was
people will
like, okay.
hate on the Odyssey because of like the modern vernacular that it might not. But I agree. Like, and I also think like Hail Mary is just like a fresh take. Like, obviously it's a book, but like we all know the Odyssey. We all grew up. You know what I mean? Like, so everyone's not like it's original. But anyway,
And all having to force to read
Are
it.
we forgetting about Porky's Revenge for 85? Porky's Revenge was there.
my mom and I only watched that, sir. So yes, we are forgetting that.
Oh yeah.
Um. I guess we can talk about some other bad movies from that time period. There was the Disney, the one of the biggest bombs in Disney history was around that time, the Black Cauldron.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right.
That's one of the biggest bombs in history, which I don't think it's that bad of a Disney movie, but a lot of people don't like it, obviously. But yeah, it's just kind of, and then we got the St. Elmo's fire, um,
Due to a kill. The last.
Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
I'm telling you, that movie right
It's a
there.
yeah, and you got European Vacation too.
I mean,
Anyway,
one of the funniest movies ever. I'm telling you.
speaking of good
And
segue,
St.
Stephen.
Elmo's Fire. I forgot St. Elmo's Fire was released that
That's what I
year.
say. Yeah. So next week. Oh, just kidding. James, tell me your Duck Award.
Well, I'm not gonna do the cinematography anymore, but I will have to give the ducky to whoever Guardian Angel Meryl Streep had, because not only the lines, not only the hippo, but apparently she was wearing a coat and some bug was going down her cat, and like
Oh
a
my God.
boss, he did the whole scene, and then like immediately when it was cut, she threw the jacket off, like all the bugs and stuff, and was like screaming her head off.
And she
So
survived syphilis. So, it's like,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, right. Lord.
Meryl
didn't they
Streep,
give it to her for the
Guardian
movie? So
Angel,
be
you get the ducky.
realistic. Didn't they give it to her? I mean, everything else is shot on location. Let's go ahead and add that. Next week we're going back to some of our list. This will be an interesting one because this one I don't expect a lot of overlap. So we're not going to do an official top 10, but we are going to do individual top 5 comedy movies. So there's no rhyme or reason, no decade, no limit. Just give me what you guys think is the 5 best movies, comedy movies of all time. That'll be interesting. Um, if you guys have made it this far, we really do appreciate it. Please do consider liking, subscribing. Let us know below. Did you find this movie boring, or are we just, you know,
Or is Out of Africa your favorite comedy?
yeah,
That's
yeah. No, their marriages though.
hilarious.
It's out of, like I want to put the title as like Out of Africa into Boredom. I think it's gonna be the title for this episode. Like, I feel like it's a pretty good title.
There were so
But
many gay boys in Into the Woods in college. All the crew, the straight crew members kept going, out of the closet and into the woods, out of the closet and into the woods.
and on that note, this is the Chicago Cinephiles podcast signing out. We'll see you guys next week.
Comedy tonight.